Hello everyone, welcome to SciEase. Now you know about atoms and molecules. But here in this video, I'm going to tell you something new. And what is that? That is ions and ionic compounds. Earlier, it was thought that atom is indivisible. But now we know that atom has some subatomic particles, and these particles are protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons and neutrons, they are present in the nucleus of an atom. Okay? Suppose this is the neutral atom and this is the nucleus of an atom. Inside the nucleus, there are two subatomic particles, that is protons and neutron. And in the extranuclear region, around the nucleus, there is extranuclear region in which the orbits are there, or you can say shells or energy levels are there, in which electrons, they revolve. Okay? Here, electrons, they revolve. This is E negative. Okay. Now, I have put positive charge on protons. Why? Because protons are positively charged. And no charge on the neutrons. This means neutrons, they are neutral. They are neutral. That is having no charge. Protons have positive charge and neutrons, they have no charge. They are neutral. And what about the electrons? Electrons, they are negatively charged. Okay? Now, one thing I want to tell you, that the number of the protons is always equal to the number of the electrons in the neutral atom. Number of protons, that is always equal to number of electrons in the neutral atom. This means that the positive charge, number of the positive charge, that is equal to the number of the negative charge. This means the atom is neutral. Now, this number of protons, that is equal to the atomic number of an element. In the same way, you can say that atomic number is equal to the number of the electrons. So you must know what is atomic number. Atomic number is the number of the protons or the number of the electrons present in the neutral atom. Clear? Now, we will take the case of lithium. This is lithium. It is atomic number 3 and atomic mass 7. Here we will only consider this atomic number. So how the electrons, they are arranged in these orbits or shells? One thing I want to tell you, that in the first shell, which is, suppose this is the nucleus. In the first shell, which is near to the nucleus, only 2 electrons, they can be accommodated. Okay? In first shell, maximum 2 electrons, they can be accommodated. In the next shells, 8 electrons, they can be accommodated in each of the shells. 8 electrons, they can be accommodated. This you have to remember that when you write the electronic configuration and you start filling the electrons in the orbits, the first shell can have maximum of 2 electrons. It can have 1, but maximum of 2. In the same way, the next orbits or the energy levels, they can have maximum of 8 electrons. Now, one more term I want to tell you, that the atom, suppose this is lithium, it will have 2 electrons in the first shell and 1 electron in the next shell. Okay? So the electron which is present in the outermost shell, that is known as the valence electrons. Valence electrons which are present in the valence shell. The outermost shell is known as valence shell, and the electrons which are present in the valence shell, they are known as the valence electrons. Okay? Now, whenever we write the Lewis dot structure, there was one scientist, Lewis. Whenever we write the Lewis dot structure, we depict only the valence electron in it. Like in the case of lithium, the Lewis dot structure is like this. That is a valence electron that can be depicted by a dot or a cross. You can take the case of carbon. Carbon has atomic number 6. So 2 and 4. So the valence electrons, they will be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the valence electron, they take part in the chemical reaction, and this was given by Lewis. Okay? Now, there is one rule given by Lewis, that is the octet rule. What do you mean by octet rule? Each and every atom, it is tendency to acquire the noble gas configuration, either by losing the electrons or gaining the electrons or by sharing the electrons. So, in case of this lithium, it can lose this loosely held 1 electron which is present in the valence shell, and it will result in the formation of the ion. Okay? When it will lose the electron, lithium will lose the electron, this loosely held, then it will have the configuration of Li positive will have the configuration of helium. Okay? It will have only 2 electrons left in the first shell, and this is the stable configuration. In octet rule, the octet rule, which is given by Lewis, the outermost shell, that can have the 8 electrons. Okay? First for helium duplet, that should be there, and for the remaining elements, octet, that should be complete, and that atom, that will be stable. We all want stability in life. In the same way, atoms, they also want stability in life. And how they will become stable? By losing the electrons, by gaining the electrons, or by sharing the electrons. So here, lithium is losing the electrons. The best example, which we mainly discuss when we depict the formation of the positive ions, that is of sodium. That is of sodium. Sodium has atomic number 11, and its atomic mass is 23. So what do you mean by this? That it has 11 protons or 11 electrons. So what will be the electronic configuration? It will be having the electronic configuration. First 2 electrons, they will occupy this first shell. Then in second shell, maximum 8 electrons, they can be accommodated. Okay? And in the next shell, only 1 electron will be there. Okay? 2 electrons in the first shell, 8 in the second, and 1 in the third. Okay? And this means this is a valence electron which is present in the valence shell. So, what will be the case? How it will complete its octet? Either it should gain 7 electrons, or it may lose this 1 electron. To gain 7 electrons, sodium will require a lot of energy. But to lose this loosely held 1 electron, less amount of the energy that is required. So this will lose this 1 electron and it will result in the formation of Na positive ion. And what is the configuration of this? 2,8. And it is of the neon. This configuration is of the neon, which is the noble gas or the inert gas. So it has acquired noble gas configuration by losing 1 electrons, and this will result in the formation of Na positive ion. So what is this Na positive? This is the ion. So this is the term ion. So sodium has formed this ion. Now take the case of chlorine. Okay, take the case of chlorine. Chlorine has 17 atomic number and 35.5 atomic mass. So how many protons they will be present here? There will be 17 protons and 17 electrons in the chlorine atom. And what will be the electronic configuration? In the first shell, the naming you can do, first shell is 1, 2, 3, 4 or K, L, M, N. So in the K shell or in the first shell, 2 electrons will be accommodated. In the second shell or L shell, 8 electrons will be accommodated. And in the third or M shell, 7 electrons, they will be accommodated. Okay, so it will be having 3 orbits in which 2, 8, 7 electrons, they will be accommodated respectively. Okay, now what will be the case? Either it should lose these 7 electrons or it should gain 1 electron to complete its octet. So, to lose these 7 electrons, lot of energy that is required. So, it will gain 1 electron and will result in the formation of Cl negative. So, what will be the configuration of Cl negative? It will be 288, and this is the configuration of the noble gas argon. So, it has also acquired the noble gas configuration by gaining 1 electron, and sodium has acquired the noble gas configuration by losing the electrons. 1 electron. Okay. Now, this sodium and chloride, they are the ions. Now, I want to tell you that ions, they are of 2 types. If the neutral atom loses the electron, it will result in the formation of a positive ion, which is known as cation. So this is the positive ion. And when the atom, it will gain the electron, it will result in the formation of the anion, which is negatively charged ion. So the term, two terms, they are clear. First is the ions. Ions are the charged particles. Ions are charged particles. If the charged particle is having positive charge, this means that is the cation. And if it is having the negative charge, then it will be the anion. So the terms ion, cation, and anion, they must be clear to all of you. Any atom, you can take magnesium that can lose the 2 electrons. Magnesium, what is the electronic configuration of? It has 12. So how many protons? 12 protons. How many electrons? 12 electrons. What is the electronic configuration? 282. So these 2 electrons, they are loosely held. It will lose these 2 electrons and result in the formation of Mg2 positive and acquire the configuration of again neon, nearest noble gas. So every atom, it has a tendency to either gain or to lose the electron and acquire the noble gas configuration. Clear? Now, this sodium, that is the Na positive, it has changed to Na positive. Cl has changed to Cl negative. Now, how this electrons, they are transferred, I want to tell you how these electrons, they are transferred. Now, suppose this is sodium, okay? Sodium has 1 electron in its outermost shell, and chlorine has 7 electrons, and I am showing these electrons of chlorine by cross, okay? So how the transference that is taking place, I am going to tell you that this one loosely held electron of sodium, that will be transferred to chlorine. That will be transferred to chlorine. In this way, the octet of this is complete and it will be having now the configuration of neon, and here it will acquire the configuration of argon. So both of them, they will be stable by losing or gaining the electron. This is the transference of electron, and this will result in the formation of ionic bonding. You will study about the bonding in the 10th class, but still I want to tell you that how the bond formation is there and the compound which is formed. Which compound will be formed? NaCl. And this is formed by positive and negative ions. So this is the ionic compound. So the term ionic compound must be clear to all of you, that the compounds in which there is involvement of positive and negative ions, and there is formation of ionic or electrovalent bonding in between the positive and negative ions, this will result in the formation of the ionic compounds. So there are many ionic compounds. Like I have told you about the sodium chloride, there are other ionic compounds also. I want to tell you, like you take the case of magnesium chloride. Now I have told you that magnesium has 2 electrons in the valence shell, and Cl has how many? 7 electrons in its outermost shell. So this magnesium will transfer its one electron to chlorine so that its octet should be complete. But what about this one electron? This one electron that will be given to another atom of chlorine which has 7 electrons in its outermost shell. So this electron that will be transferred here. So the compound formed is again the ionic compound, that is MgCl2. Clear? In case of aluminium, you can take aluminium. In case of aluminium, it has 13 atomic number, okay, and 27 atomic mass. So how many protons? There will be 13 protons and 13 electrons. So in the first shell, 2 electrons they will be accommodated. In second, 8, and in third, 3. So these 3 electrons, aluminium will lose these 3 electrons and it will result in the formation of Al3 positive. Again, its configuration is that of neon. So in this way, and it will combine with how many chlorines? It will chlorine atoms. It will combine with 3 chlorine atoms. So these are all the ionic compounds: CaF2, okay, CaCl2, where there is involvement of cations and anions. These are the ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are good conductor of electricity. That is why they are used as an electrolytes in various cells. Okay, and next one thing which I want to tell you, that is about the valency. I have told you about ions, about cations and anions, and then about the ionic compounds. Now I want to tell you something about the valency. This term should be clear to all of you because in the next video I want to discuss the formation of writing a chemical formulae, how to write the chemical formulae. For that you should know the valency of various cations and anions, various atoms or elements you can say. So what is valency? Valency is the combining capacity of an atom. I will take up the case. In case of sodium, the combining capacity, it will combine only with one chlorine atom. Okay, so the combining capacity of sodium is 1. So it has the valency of Na positive. In the same way, magnesium has 2 electrons in its outermost shell, so it can combine with chlorine atoms, 2 chlorine atoms. That is why its combining capacity is 2. So it has a valency Mg2 positive, Mg2 positive. In the same way, aluminium, it can combine with 3 atoms of chlorine or fluorine or bromine, okay, all halogens, in order to form the ionic compound. So its combining capacity is 3. So Al3 positive. So there must be some table in your book. You have to memorize. I want to tell you that you can see the periodic table. The elements which are present in the first group, they have the valency of +1, and the elements which are present in group 2, that is alkaline earth metals, they have the valency of +2. Okay, +2. That is calcium is magnesium, calcium, they have the valency of +2. Okay, and there are some cations also, like I have taken chloride. You can take F negative, okay, you can take F negative. F has 1, -1 valency. Then Cl negative, Br negative, I negative, some other cations, some other anions. These are all anions which are negatively charged. Okay, so some anions like hydroxide ion or oxygen, it has -2 valency because it has 6 electrons in its outermost shell. Okay, it has 6 electrons. It requires how many? It requires 2 electrons to complete its octet. So, oxide is O2 negative, hydroxide is OH negative, carbonate is CO3 2 negative, sulfate is SO4 2 negative, nitride is N3 negative, and so on. There must be some table. You are to memorize that table in order to write the chemical formulae for some compounds. That is must, and that question is sure shot. So I think the things are clear to all of you about ions, ionic compound, and valency. I will meet you in the next video and will discuss the method or the rules which you will follow to write the chemical formula of, or you can say chemical formulae of some compounds. Till then, thank you very much.